Hello YouTube, this is Shiny Kingdra 856 here with my first ever recorded Wi-Fi battle. This is a battle I had a couple of days ago, so it's not very fresh in the memory for what happened precisely, but I'll do my best with the commentary as we go. So as you can see, some very formidable looking teams. I've got the Greninja, Tyranitar, which is quite an interesting set, so hopefully we'll be able to see that work today. The Sableye, Excadrill, Metagross and Charizard. My opponent is running the Infernape, Ferrothorn, Blissey, Medicham, which I'm assuming is his Mega. We've got the Quagsire and the Excadrill. So let's start. So as the battle begins, it loads. Sorry about that black screen. This is my first video. I'm very sorry that I have a capture card, but if I go further with this, I probably will invest one. So I open with Greninja as my Greninja lead, as he opens with the Infernape. The Infernape goes for the fake out here, flinching my Greninja, which was quite frustrating, as I go for a Scald, thinking yes, that's that gone. No idea why he stayed in, but oh, that's why, because he's Focus Sash, that's it. So he survives thanks to his Focus Sash and gets a U-turn off, getting some nice more damage and a bit of switch priority, which is wonderful. And in comes his Medicham, or Hot Knees. Medicham's in, and I'm thinking, right, I think I went for the U-turn here to try and get a bit of switch priority of my own. But guess what he has on this? Fake out again. Yeah, so fake out and everything seems to be the strategy here. So down goes my Greninja, didn't really get to do much. But I go into Troll Face, my Sableye, to try and force him out of a switch there, for the obvious. As he switches into Quagsire the Quagsire. I go for the Will-O-Wisp to get the burn, as you do. I'm not sure what he wants to do with this, so I think I go for the Taunt next, just in case he wants to try and poison me, or something like that. Get that off nicely, so that's good, but unfortunately he goes for the Scald. Fingers crossed here, so he doesn't burn. He doesn't, which is great, so I'm okay to keep going. Sorry about my camera focus there, it seems to have a mind of its own. So I follow that up with a Foul Play to try and get some damage on it. I know it won't do much, but then it reveals the Rocky Helmet, so no, not to do that again. And again with the Skull, I'm thinking, right, it's going to burn this time, and it doesn't. So bit of luck for me for once, because normally opponent's Skull is a 99% burn ratio for me, and a 2% burn ratio if I use it. So that's always nice. You go for the recover here just to try and burn stall him a bit. As he goes for a Scald again. And third Scald in a row, doesn't get the burn. 30% chance each time. It's pretty lucky on my behalf. Gets a bit more burn damage, and then his taunt wears off, something right. He'll probably go for recover, so I'm going to taunt him again. But don't fall for that and switches straight into his Infernape. Which I get a taunt off on his Infernape. Pretty useless, I imagine. I'm not sure what set he's running for Infernape, but I don't think it has many status moves. It goes for the U-turn again for that switch priority. I just stay in at this point. There's not really any point in switching, to be honest with you. As he goes into his... Ouch, yeah, that's his Ferrothorn. His Ferrothorn comes in, and unfortunately I was going for the Foul Play at the same time. So I'm going to take a bit of Iron Barbs damage there. I'm quite intrigued to know what item it's holding. It's not the Rocky Helmet and it's not leftovers, so that would be interesting to know. As he makes a double switch here, predicting my taunt, and predicts it very nicely. The switching that's going on here, I don't seem to be keeping up with it anyway. Soon adapt to his play style later on though. So I switch out here expecting a U-turn and go into my Charizard, because I look at his team and think, well, Charizard can hurt pretty much everything on that team. As he goes for a U-turn, that's going to do 10 damage to my Charizard, 10 HP damage to my Charizard, who tanks it like a boss. And in comes his Medicham again. Misplay here. I should have expected the fake out and switched into my Sableye, but for whatever reason I pressed Mega Evolution too quickly. Very a bit excited to test out my shiny Charizard, and not the best play on my behalf there, but we all make mistakes. As he switches out into his Yumi, the Blissey. I go for a Flamethrower, so I'm thinking, well, that's going to do the best damage than anything else, and it does. Some nice damage there, considering that that's a special wall. So I just go for the Roost here, because I want to see what this Blissey can do. So I get the Roost off, that's full health, and he goes for the Toxic, so I'm thinking, right, Toxic Staller. So I'm thinking, well, I know just how to wall this, and I believe I switch into my Metagross here to tank the Blissey. So switch out and go into my Metagross. Yeah, I was right, that's a bonus. He goes for a Psychic, which is going to do nothing because Metagross is a wall. Gets a bit of health back from leftovers, which is starting to cancel out the damage I did to it in the first place with Charizard. As he switches out now and goes into Ouch, a very good switch there. I go for the Meteor Mash, just for stabbing a bit of damage on whatever came in, and as you can see, that does nothing to a Ferrothorn. So I'm predicting the Stealth Rocks now, because why wouldn't he? He walls me, so he might as well. So I'm going to switch out into my Tyranitar. If you remember earlier, I said it's quite an interesting set on this Tyranitar. Hopefully you'll see just how interesting it is later. So as predicted, he goes for the Stealth Rocks, but I feel fine about that. I've got a Rapid Spinner, so I can always get rid of them before Charizard comes back in. As he switches into his Quagsire as expected, thinks he's got me walled. So right here, I'm just going to go for the Dragon Dance, because this is a max special defense, max HP Tyranitar, and a defensive Quagsire can't really do much to me. So I get the Dragon Dance off as he gets a recover up. A bit more burn damage, which is very useful, and go for the Dragon Dance again. So I'm now at +2 attack and speed. And then he does almost what I wanted him to do, and goes for the Scald. Now fingers crossed here that I don't get burned. My entire plan is ruined if I get the burn, and it isn't. So that was good, and that was a critical hit. And activating my item, that's right, the weakness policy. So my weakness policy has been activated, so I'm now +4 attack, +2 speed Tyranitar. No matter how defensively invested it is, that's not a nice thing to be against. And down goes the Quagsire, taking a bit of Rocky Helmet as it goes down. I could have gone for the Rock Slide there, but to avoid making contact, but yeah. Anyway, Infernape comes in. Yeah, I'd like to avoid the miss, that's what I was trying to say. Down to the Stealth Rock straight away, it was at 1 HP. In comes his Hot Knees, the Mega Medicham, and I'm thinking, right, he's going to fake out, which he did, but I couldn't see much point in switching here. I'm at +4, and I know I outspeed for the next attack, but he runs the Bullet Punch, which I didn't expect, so I'm thinking, oh, damn it. However, I survive with 3 HP, and then take it out in one shot with a Crunch, which is absolutely fantastic. I had quite a lot of criticism for this this Tyranitar set, but like I say, it seems to work. So in comes the Ferrothorn. Right now, Tyranitar's done what it needs to do, so I'll get as much damage as possible on it with a Crunch. It takes me out Iron Barbs and hangs on with about 2 or 3 HP, which is, well, lucky for him, I suppose. So it kind of gets me back for me surviving that Bullet Punch. So I go into my Excadrill. I'm thinking, right, let's get rid of these rocks, because I'm probably going to need Charizard sometime soon. So I use the Rapid Spin, taking out his Ferrothorn. Bit of Iron Barbs damage, and down it goes, and away with the rocks, which is a big relief from Charizard, and he no longer has a way to do it. Right, this is where I take a bit of a risk. In comes his Excadrill with an air balloon, so I can't really touch it with my own. So I'm expecting it to possibly go for a rapid spin, hopefully. So I switch into my Charizard in a prediction for that. If he goes for Rock Slide here, it is going to make a big difference. But he doesn't. He does go for the rapid spin, which is good. The Stealth Rocks have done what they need to do. Any Focus Sash is well, he had a Focus Sash, but unfortunately I brought that before the rocks were up. It would have been useful beforehand, but oh well. So he switches into his Blissey to tank my Charizard. Get the burn though on the Flamethrower, which almost never happens. So don't know how crucial that was for the course of this battle. It certainly doesn't hurt. So I take this moment as an opportunity to switch, I think. Yeah, switch into my Metagross here. Everything right. All he's got left is Excadrill and Blissey. Metagross can easily take this thing out, as well as deal residual damage to his Excadrill if he decides to switch. So I don't see any hurt in switching here. He goes for the Soft Wall, bring his health back up. But Blissey's a special wall, it's got terrible defense stats, so I was sure I was going to switch here. So I go for the Rock Polish just so I can outspeed the Excadrill when it comes in. However, he goes for a cheap trick here and gets to minimise off. So I'm thinking, right, well, this Metagross is Protect, Meteor Mash, Zen Headbutt and Rock Polish. I do not have any 100% accuracy moves, so I didn't have much hope in this, but it hits anyway. So Metagross pulling through for me there, and get the attack raise, which is a bonus as well. So Sunlight fades here, and in comes his U-Mold the Drill, his Excadrill, breaking the mold. So I go for the Zen Headbutt here, hoping to get the flinch, because otherwise he's going to take me out with an Earthquake. Unfortunately he doesn't get it. However, a bit overconfident in his speed, goes for a Swords Dance. Not sure why. So I can just go for a Meteor Mash here, and that ends the battle. Thanks very much for watching, and I hope to upload a video a day onto this channel. Please comment, rate and subscribe. Thank you very much.